Good evening, everyone. This is David Hecht, also David Taylor in real life. Tonight we have the pleasure of taking a tour of the Hmong Cultural Center, which was built by Bao Li, who in Second Life is known as Blivong. Bao is a student at National University who just completed her course in simulations and virtual reality. So, with no further ado, let's fly on over to the Hmong Cultural Center and see what Bao has in store for us. Here it is. She's done a great job in setting up this building. Good evening, Bao. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm great. We're all excited about touring the Hmong Cultural Center tonight. You've done a great job. This is a beautiful facility. Can you give us a tour?
Yes, would you like to come in?
Sure, let's go.
Alright, this is um, the welcome sign for the Hmong Cultural Center, and it's telling the students that they can take a tour and explore all that there is to know about this wonderful culture.
Okay, so we take a look at the welcome sign, and I will just follow you. By the way, what are you wearing tonight?
I am wearing a traditional Hmong dress with our traditional top. As you can see over here in our artifacts department, it's very similar to what Hmong people wear for their traditional clothes.
Oh, okay, great.
Alright, let's take a look at the first activity.
Okay, so the activities are numbered?
Yes, that way students will know how many activities they have and they can keep track instead of trying to figure out what they need to do.
Oh, I see it right here.
Yes, in this lesson there's 5 activities. The first activity is that students have to take a look at all the artifacts and traditional wear that's displayed.
Okay.
Their assignment.
Oh, I was just going to say, I see that the picture there is trying to give me a note card, and I was just going to open up the note card and show it while you go ahead and describe the activity. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh no, it's okay. Do you have a note card?
Yes, I do. I'm looking at it right now.
Okay. The first activity has students look and observe at the artifacts and traditional wear. Each item will give them a note card explaining what the artifact is and how Hmong people use them.
Huh.
And their first activity is to try to create their own Hmong traditional outfit for their avatar to wear.
Oh, like you did.
Yes. And this activity will demonstrate their ability to interpret their understanding of the traditional clothing.
I see.
So that will be a challenge for them to see how creative they are.
Uh-huh. Well, it's amazing looking at your costume. It is. I've seen a lot of avatars and costumes in Second Life, and that is a really stunning outfit that you have on. It's really beautiful. I hope your students can do half as good. That's really striking.
Yeah, well, I had to go to a Japanese shop to kind of pick the pieces here and there out,
Oh, I see.
create my own skirt. Yes.
And you created your own skirt. That's right. I
Yes.
think I recognize that material from something that you did in the last course.
Oh, yes. And it is the same skirt that's on this doll right here.
Oh, okay. Let's take a look. Yes, uh-huh.
Yes, and this is just one of the variations of the skirts that women wear. There's different colors, different textures, and the outfit depends on what region the family is from.
Interesting. You did a remarkable job of recreating that costume, I have to say. Okay, what's next?
Thank you. Okay. Let's move on to activity number 2.
Okay. I will follow you.
This activity, in this activity, students are to discuss what kind of stories they see depicted in the story cloth on the wall,
I see.
and what their job is to do is to think of a childhood story, something they remember, and create their own story cloth.
Uh-huh.
And what this activity does is it demonstrates their ability to recognize storytelling on a story cloth as a form of communication.
Thank you. So that tells a story.
Yes, there are many events depicted in a story cloth, and it's kind of a compilation of everything that happened.
Hmm.
Each scene is different, and the reader or can take out of it what they interpret.
So I see. This is seems like a kind of thing that would happen in a pre-literate society. Uh, is this something that also still goes on?
I believe there's still some things going on in the country that they're from, which is Laos, Thailand, Vietnam. But usually, some of these depict what happened in the past and their struggles of how they escaped those countries and came to America.
I see. I was just wondering if contemporary Hmong still practice this kind of art.
Um, I don't think they do it anymore. I mean, I know that there are some that still um, use stitching to create this artwork, but I believe those are probably mostly in the third world countries,
I see.
and they usually sell them to try to make money since the economy over there is not as great or the same as the U.S.
Okay. Uh,
It's more for tourism.
More for tourism. Yes, as so much traditional culture is these days.
Should we move on to activity number 3?
Please, activity number 3.
Activity number 3 is over here. Sorry. This is our library collection, and it showcases some of the literature that's available about the Hmong people. There's children's books, and there's also adult books, um, history books, and also a movie that you might have heard of, which is Gran Torino, which stars the Hmong people and Clint Eastwood.
I did not know that Gran Torino starred the Hmong people in Clint Eastwood.
Oh yes, it's all about him living next to a Hmong family and dealing with the culture and everything else that happens. So you should pick up that DVD if you're interested.
I certainly will. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Wow.
And in this activity, students are to browse the bookshelves to see what kind of resources there are available. And what their job is to do is to visit a bookstore in Second Life or a Hmong bookstore on the internet and find literature pertaining to the Hmong culture. And they are also asked to identify a recurring theme in the literature they find in
Uh-huh.
order to understand what kind of barriers are faced by the Hmong people. And what this activity does is it demonstrates their ability to utilize Second Life as well as the internet to conduct research and formulate a conclusive opinion.
Excellent. Okay, thank you. The 18 clans. Did Clint Eastwood have to deal with all 18?
No, just one.
Okay.
The 18 clans. This is basically a list of all the Hmong people that exist, and this is a list of the last names. So if you know someone with any of these last names, they're most likely to be Hmong. And we live in large groups, and even if you have the same last name and you're not related directly, you're still considered the same clan. So that's the idea.
Okay, activity number 4.
All right, move on to number 4. Number 4 is about geography and culture. This globe will show students where in Southeast Asia, Hmong people reside, which is Thailand, Laos, and Vietnam. And in the U.S., the majority of the Hmong population is in California, Wisconsin, and Minnesota.
I see.
And what their activity is, they have to teleport to intercultural learning space and explore the many different locations on that island and for what they find to be the most interesting, whether it be a museum or a lab, anything that they can find. And what this activity does is just help develop awareness for culture in a different context.
So this is another location in Second Life where they have these kinds of interactions.
Yes, and I believe it's called Blue Pill or Campus D.
Okay.
Students, these maps and the globe will show students, kind of give them a sense of where in the world are Hmong people.
I got you.
All right. Let's move on upstairs to activity number 5.
Okay, I'll follow you.
Okay. Make a note about this
Sure.
long altar that's on the wall.
Okay.
This is basically found in houses or homes of Hmong people who still practice shamanism or their traditional religion, and it's basically here to worship or honor their ancestors.
Uh-huh.
So the cultural center has one.
Of course.
All right, let's go upstairs. And as you can see throughout this center, there's paintings of different images depicted. This artist, her name is Cowley Tao, and she paints multiple themes. She paints folklore stories, babies, mothers, and anything that she feels is important to our culture.
Is this a contemporary artist?
I'm not. I think so. She's fairly young, and I think she was born in the U.S. But you can see her passion for the culture is very strong.
Mm-hmm. That's so ethereal. It's so
It's a magical aura.
yes. It's very magical, isn't it?
And activity number 5, students start.
What is the status of magic and spiritualism in the Hmong culture?
There are shamans, or actually families who still go by the shamanism religion. The spiritual things, or actually, they believe in spiritual healing, anything that has to do with spiritual stuff. They strongly believe in. There's some that have converted to Christianity, and they kind of don't practice this anymore. But the majority of Hmong people still use spiritualism to heal and
I see.
to fix everything.
Very interesting. Spiritualism and traditional healing has made a real comeback, thank goodness, in Western society.
Yeah. Their activity is actually to just go into the art gallery, to use a computer and search for other Hmong artists, and pick one piece of artwork that they find interesting and interpret it their way and hang it up in the art gallery.
Do you want to play the video? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. Well, this I haven't seen the video, but this is just a website to show students where they can go to look for artists.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a Hmong website that supports artists and features different artists. So this is just one resource that they can go through. And this is basically their computer lab for
I see.
the art gallery.
And tell me a little bit about this site here that we're on.
About the website?
Yeah, it looks like a website called Chat, right? And it's got a video embedded in it.
Yes, and I think the video features some of the artists that they have on their website.
I see.
And this is the Center for Hmong Arts and Talent, so any kind of artist is welcome um, to join.
I'm
You just mhm.
I- I'm sorry. I was just going to click through some of the some of the slides on the Flickr presentation here. Mm. One thing I've noticed, and I know you're a graphic artist, is the incredible use of color and how important art seems to be to this society. And the use of color, it seems to be a lot of pastels, a lot of, I don't know, how would you describe that style?
I I would describe it as bright. Everything we have is bright, pink, bright yellow, bright green, just very, very colorful.
Mm. And that reflects what, the agricultural background, the environment. I'm trying to the outlook on life. I'm trying to think where that comes from.
I'm not sure. All I really know is that there's the symbols that they use in the needlework depict nature, like flowers, butterflies, insects. They try to create
I see.
symbols and design, and I think the color just brings life to them.
I see. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. And one last thing that students can do is to sit here and enjoy the video that I made for my daughter
Oh yes.
about the long needlework and how it is important to our culture.
That's you on the right, correct?
Yeah, this was my wedding day.
Oh, your wedding day. Is that your mother on the left or a sister?
No, that's my sister-in-law, which was my kind of like maid of honor type.
Ah,
She is my husband's sister, and
Each
during
generation,
the wedding, what
the
her
art of
job is to
needlework
do is to
is passed
stay
down
with me,
from mother
and the whole
to
idea
daughter.
is to make sure that I don't run away, that I want to be part of their family.
I'm sure that is a traditional role and did not actually have to be played.
Yes, that's more for tradition and just for formality.
When I was old,
Which one are you? Are you the middle one?
she
The
taught
one
me
on the
how
right.
to sew
The right.
some of the Hmong Bandao techniques.
That's really beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Bao. This is such a beautiful house. The the colors that you've used seem to, in your house and in your decoration of the house, also seem to reflect that delicate use of color and line that is so well displayed in the art that you also have around the house.
Yes, I tried to use Hmong design to design the house just to give it that whole feeling.
Hmm.
And everything that I have, pillows and the art, I tried to make it so that students will understand how or what everything looks like as a whole and how we live.
And it gives a feeling of the gentleness and the delicacy as well,
Yeah.
that seems to be contained in the art and in the clothing and in the instruments that you've shown us. Well, thank you so much, Bao, for this great tour. Congratulations on your work. It's just a real achievement that you've made, and I know that many people are going to enjoy it.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll probably come back and add more things because the more I add, the more I work on it, the more I want to make it better.
I see. Well, I'm just going to step out here on the balcony and fly off into the night, or is it day? It's still day. Heck, let's just make it night. I'll fly off into the sunset.
Okay, well, thanks for visiting the Hmong culture and giving me this opportunity to build my world here.
Oh, you're most welcome. Thank you for the opportunity of working with you, Bao.
All right.
Okay, see you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.